What we did first is to put the values from the years 2021 and 2022 in a table in Excel to create the first graph. We will be naming this graph the Excel graph. Then we got the function. This was a hard process, but this is how we did it. First, we get the highest point and the lowest point. In our case, the lowest point was 19.2 and the highest point was 30.6. Then we subtract them and divide them by 2. This way, we now have our parameter A, also called amplitude. This value was 5.7. Now, to get parameter B, we need the period first. For this, we downloaded an image from Google that was our base, basically a Cartesian plane in radians. Then, in an iPad, we drew the function to get a formal graph, and we placed these both images in Canva. We erased the background of the graph and then superimposed it on the Cartesian plane. We obtained this result. Now we notice that the graph starts at pi-thirds and the last point is 5 pi-thirds. So we subtract this, and now we have our period. To find B, we simply divide 2 pi by our result, which was 4 pi-thirds. Our result for B was 1/2. For parameter C, we use the starting point to substitute x, which in this case was pi-thirds. We know our equation is like this. So we solve the multiplication and solve for C in this way, obtaining as a result minus P divided by 6. Finally, the process to get D is similar to getting parameter A. We add the highest point to the lowest point and then we divide it by 2. Now, our parameter D was 24.9. So we have all of our parameters and the function is complete. Then we put our function in Desmos. And this is how we get graph number 2. Now we put directly the values from Conagua in a graph in Desmos to get our graph number 3. For the predictions, we used graph number 2, the red one, because the blue points are our base. It helped us to make a comparison between the real values and our predictions. The next step was adding the values from 2023 from the Conagua website in the graph of Desmos. This works as a reference for our predictions. Then we saw the original point, which is the blue point, and then we saw where the same point was but within the red graph, being this our prediction. The point in graph 2, the red one, the red graph, has to be at the same point on the y-axis as the blue point. And if we did things right, the x-axis should also be close to the coordinates of the blue dot. If this were the case, we would have our predictions correct and the function would turn out correctly.
In this project, everyone's collaboration was important for us to model the situation and analyze the dataset more effectively. In my case, I help put the dataset and show it in Excel, and then I also help with the creation of another function with a graphing software for us to compare it to the one that was made by hand. I also helped my team members with some mathematical procedures, and I also edited the part of reflections in our video. The strategies that we used to fulfill our goal, that was to make an effective analysis of the dataset of the weather, was to have communication and also the organization of our time. We divided the workload over a week, and we started step by step, and then we mix all our achievements in the final presentation and video. Even though we already have established points to follow, during the realization of this project, we had ideas and we talked to each other about suggestions, mainly on format and mathematical procedures, and every idea was listened and was also complimented if it was possible, and we were giving feedback to each other, so we were having a great teamwork. The main goal of our team was to develop a great analysis using teamwork, and that was delivered in time and form. For this, personally, I organized my time to make my assigned tasks, and I also was present and talked to the team, so as I already mentioned, I was keeping a great communication, and we all made the procedures and the realization possible.
Why was your individual collaboration important during this activity? I believe everyone's collaboration is important because that is what a teamwork is about, supporting each other and getting the work done. I think I'm always attentive to whether my team needs everything. What were the strategies to achieve the goals set by the team? We divided everything into parts so that the workload wouldn't fall all on one day. And we also organized ourselves and made sure that the presentation was done correctly, was organized. What did you do when one of your teammates contributed with ideas? Well, I listened to what they told me and I accepted the ideas because everyone's thoughts and opinions are always welcome in our projects. If something didn't seem right to me, then I would suggest a change and ask if they thought it was okay. To achieve the goal, what was your contribution? Well, to achieve our goal, I contributed to the presentation and answered some analysis questions. I always asked if anyone needed help and supported in whatever they asked me to help with.
In this activity, I edited the video, I got the function, I graphed the function, I got the predictions, and also I answered a question from the reasoning part. Some important strategies that our team had to follow was communication and teamwork. When one of the teammates contributed with an idea, I heard, I accepted the idea, and if I considered necessary, I gave feedback to the person, or I also gave my ideas to complement and make a greater idea and better idea. To achieve our goal, our project goal, that was having communication while doing this work in team, and also turning this assignment in time and form, I did everything that was possible to make this happen. I searched help from the professor and worked everything in time.